And he left a record of those cases inside that metal trunk there. A record of the cases. Oh. Then does that mean Mr. Holmes... he really had a partner that he investigated cases alongside? Doesn't it sound lovely? I wish I had a partner. And that partner was your father? Yep. Holmesy told me that I absolutely could not open that chest. But the more he told me no, the more I wanted to open it. So I did. And the records that your father had written were inside, correct? Yep, so I asked Holmesy. Who was the one who wrote this? And he was so surprised. And then he told me, the one who wrote those records was my daddy. Iris's father was Mr. Holmes's partner. Wow. Iris's father. I've been living with Holmesy since I was really little. So as you'd expect, it gave me a bit of a shock. You know, when I learned that Holmesy wasn't my real daddy. I'm not surprised. I wonder why Mr. Holmes decided to tell you. According to Holmesy, he couldn't hide it from me. What? Well, I've been living with Holmesy for ages now, right? So I've kind of grown up able to perceive all sorts of things in the world. Especially lies. It's kind of like I can tell when someone's about to lie before they even speak. I see. I realised how interesting my daddy's records were the more I read them. So I decided to turn them into a story, and that's The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I thought you'd gotten the details of the cases from Mr. Holmes himself. Oh heavens no, Holmes is useless in that department. He immediately forgets every case he solves. Really? It was really bad the other day. He actually forgot that he'd solved a case. So he gathered those involved the very next day and just solved the case all over again. Everyone was really shocked. I can't even imagine their shock. So what was your father's name? That would be Dr. John H. Watson. Daddy had written that he was a medical doctor in his records. So I studied hard to become a doctor too. Iris's father went somewhere far away. He was the medical doctor John H. Watson. Oh no! I've just realised who it is! Court is now in session for the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. First, what is the name of the victim of this murder? Answer promptly and clearly. The victim is... Oh, he is... Damn it! No! The victim is Dr. John H. Watson. That's why Susato looked so down. John H. Watson, lecturer of medicine at Imperial Yume University. Just before I departed Japan for London, he lost his life. At the hands of Giselle Brett. Susato. I know. It's probably a good idea to end this conversation here. I have no objections to that. God, I didn't even piece that together. Jesus. Well, if it isn't you two. Mr. Holmes. If you were here, you should have said something. Right. Oh, whatever. I forgive you. Are you two getting along well? Mr. Holmes, we were together earlier today. Oh, well, we were? By the way, Mr. Holmes, is your violin okay now? My violin? What in the world are you going on about? Well, it doesn't matter. Of more importance. Lady and gentlemen, how does this catch your interest? Oh, that's a disc for a music box, isn't it? This isn't just any disc. Oh, It's the one that Gregson took earlier, Mr. McGundle's disc. What? Why do you have that? Same as Naruhodo. Sometimes I think to myself, why do I live the impoverished life of a great detective? I would be far better suited to the life of a great thief. Ooh, then I'll be your cute little assistant, the great pickpocket. Hey, name of the game. And then whenever we get caught, Ryu comes in as our great ace attorney. Uh-huh, sure. Susie's handwriting is super pretty. Oh my god. So she can write our calling cards, our great secretary. With pleasure, I'll do my best. I don't think now is the time to ask about this. Alright, Holmes, why do you have that disc? The disc. About that disc, how on earth did you get it? I thought Inspector Gregson confiscated it. He did. But it's for times like these that I carry this. Hmm? Is that a bar of caramel? As I recall, you eat these when you feel lonely. Master Naruhodo, think back to when you handed the disc over to the inspector. So Scotland Yard will be taking Cosney McGundle's possessions. Hand it over. Oh, okay. You know the rules, Master Naruhodo. Once he says the E word, it's all his. Go on, Inspector. What did you do? For a mere moment, I held the disc in my own hands. No, I remember that. What about it? It was at that point that I used this marvellous caramel bar. I squeezed the disc onto the caramel. Just like this. Oh! So it's a replica. Duplicate. Whoa. The protrusions on the disc have been reproduced on the caramel. This caramel is special, you see. It's actually one of my inventions. Deliciously soft yet unlikely to melt. Truly a beautiful combination. So that's how it works. It's incredibly useful to have two of these around. Take a key, squeeze it between them, and you've got a mold. You can break into people's houses all you want. What's more, it's a delicious pick-me-up. I'm starting to question the morality of this invention. I used that reproduction to make this. I was curious about what kind of music was embedded on it, you see. Well, we're gonna find out it's a message. So, about the disc, have you found out what music it holds? Unfortunately, I have no idea. Really? Tell me, Master Naruhodo. Do you know how a music box works? No, I can't say I do. You really don't know, Ryu? No. There's a little metallic piece called a comb. It makes the sound come from the music box. When small metallic pins plug the teeth of the comb in a certain way, you can make music. Originally, music boxes used cylinders to store the music on. But before long, a music box was invented that used discs rather than cylinders. Once the disc model was created, the music box spread far and wide. What made the disc model so popular? Discs are easier to produce and cheaper to buy. Most cylinder models can't change tunes either. And now merchants all over Europe are selling music boxes. Even without performers around, you can listen to music anywhere. Technology is amazing. But thanks to all of these different music boxes, we're actually in a bit of trouble. Why? The comb and mechanisms that let the music box play differ depending on the manufacturer. So, unfortunately, we have no idea what sort of music box we need to play this properly. Oh, wow, that is pretty tough. At the very least, I've tried every box I can get my hands on. Nope, this one's a dud. This one too. There's only one way to solve this. Oh my god, I'm having every single type of European music box sent to this flat. Huh, every single one. I told you they'd agree, Holmesy. You went way overboard. God, don't you want to know too? I'm at my wit's end here. For every single music box in Europe, I think we might be drowning in them soon. I suppose you have a point. Well, if worst comes to worst, I may have to kick you two out of the attic. Please don't. McGundle's trial. Cosney McGundle. I didn't expect to hear that name again. That horrible trial from 2 months ago. Shortly after he was declared innocent, Mr. McGundle met a bitter, mysterious end. Burned to death. We still don't know if his death was the work of the Grim Reaper, or the Grim Reaper's curse. The omnibus went up in flames, and with it, so did the evidence. Then, alongside McGundle's death, all of the crimes he was accused of were lost to the darkness. So the murder he was on trial for, according to the newspapers, they consider it an unresolved case. Of course. The case of Mr. Mortis stabbing. Oh, there they are. Fair play, lady first. McGundle. In the end, we still don't know what happened. The truth couldn't be any more mysterious. Sure, my client was declared innocent. But was that really the right verdict? It seems this mystery has only just begun. Indeed. Well, time to start cooking. Gene Bean might be here soon after all. Right. I'm counting on a good meal tonight, Iris. Oh, would you be willing to let me help you? Of course, Susie. Well, I'm going to go check up on my partner. As I recall, I tossed him over there a while ago. Over here a while ago. If today's taught you anything, it's that you shouldn't leave valuables at the pawnbrokers. I suppose you're right. Ah, that reminds me. I remember Hatch saying that he was holding something for you. If I remember right, it was a manuscript that Iris had written. Oh, really? Yeah, he did say something about that. Mr. Holmes's mysterious new work is hiding within my storeroom. Oh yeah, that's right. Don't you think that's strange? Yes, such a fabulous piece of work shouldn't be gathering dust in a storeroom. Oh. Well, I mean, how many times do I have to tell you guys? The pawnbroker's storeroom is even more secure than a shoddy old safe. But that's the same storeroom that turned your Stradivarius into a sad little viola. It's only natural that something like that should happen now and again. That said, it's entirely the fault of the person who pledged it in the first place. It was really difficult to write my version of Baskervilles, you know. Oh, I'm so excited to learn what kind of story the Hound of the Baskervilles is. Did she say something? Oh. Why's Holmes look so pissed? But what's going on? There's suddenly a really thick tension in the room. Susie, what did you just say? Huh? You just said the Hound of the Baskervilles. Susie, why do you know the full title? Well, you see, Susito is such a big fan of Mr. Holmes' stories, you know, so... The Hound of the Baskervilles hasn't even been announced yet. What? When I showed my manuscript to Holmesy, he said to keep it private for now. Wait, really? And? He said he would leave it in a safe place until the time came when I could release it. And that would be the storeroom in Hatch's shop. But Susie, why do you know the title? Hey Holmesy, why does she know? Oh? What is it, Mr. Holmes? It appears we have a guest. Hey! Gina! We knew it. If I'm interrupting you or something, I can just leave. Okay, so, pip pip. Hey, wait, Gina. You weren't interrupting nothing. We were just confused. Everyone's been waiting for you. Right, Iris? Yep, hold on just a sec. I'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come on, Susie. Gladly. Gina, everyone is so happy that you're here. Phew! Come now, don't just stand there looking lost. Make yourself at home. I'll let you listen to my sweet violin solo until your ears bleed. There's such a thing as too much hospitality, you know. Yes! Micah, hi! The cutest cat ever. That night, Iris's cooking tasted even better than usual. And Mr. Holmes let us listen to his solo until our ears bled. Gina gave us lessons on pickpocketing, and then we tried stealing things from each other. A shorter time it was really great. It really was great fun. Huh. No, it's nighttime. Hmm? Phew, tonight was great fun, wasn't it? Yes, Iris's quail tasted like it was blessed by God himself. I feel like I can still hear Mr. Holmes's violin screeching in my head. I feel like I could even steal the judge's glasses off his face at this point. Naruhodo, may I speak to you about something? Of course. What's the matter? It's about that telegram. Oh. Oh! Is that how she knew? The one Sister received this morning. That telegram was a summons. What? A summons? To where? To the office of Lord Chief... oh god. Justice Vortex. Why Lord Vortex? When? Tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow morning. What? Then I'd better start preparing too. Oh, no. You don't need to worry about it, Naruhodo. I was the only one summoned. What? What does he want from you? I wish I knew. Until I go there, I won't know. I don't understand. Why am I so worried? My heart's beating like a drum. Hmm? Who's that? Good evening! So the summons was not why she knew the title. I was wrong. Oh, Iris, come on in. Oh, and Gina. Oh my, Gina's here too. Yep, Gene Bean's sleeping over in my room tonight. Right, Gene Bean? Yeah. I'll go and brew some tea. Alright. Alright. I have to say though, I certainly learned a lot tonight. Such as... Gene Bean's tricks. Come on, you didn't already forget those sneaky skills. Oh, you mean those pickpocketing tricks? Hard to forget all of those... after all those one-on-one battles. I think I may have grasped the secret of a pro. Or the secrets of a pro. I think you're a little too confident, Iris. So, why are you here? It's awfully late. Oh yeah. I came to return this. Ah, What? Isn't that mine? It is. When on earth did you... You gotta learn to keep up. I think I may have grasped the secrets of a pro, right? Of course, how silly of me. This girl is a genius after all. So, here you go. You can have it back for now. Not that I really understand why you wear it in the first place. Oh, thank you. No problem. Well, good night. Yeah, sweet dreams. So this is your office, huh? So, Gene Bean, what do you think? Would I hire someone who lives in a gaff like this? Not likely. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm no therapist, but Iris obviously still has something she wants to talk about. Okay. I suppose it's about... that manuscript, right? Yeah, most likely. Oh wow, the song's the same, but it's like... a lot calmer. The manuscript. Iris. Is this possibly about the manuscript? I guess you can't talk about it, huh, Susie? Please forgive me. I may be able to tell you someday. I don't get it. Okay. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that, Susie. Oh no, not at all. Oh, I don't really get it, but like... this manuscript thing, it's a story that Iris made up, ain't it? I didn't come up with it myself, it's more like my daddy passed it on to me. Your daddy? Yep, I still haven't told you, have I? My daddy was Holmesy's partner. You're having a laugh, ain't you? The two of them solved all sorts of strange cases together. Really? She ain't telling fibs, Naruhodo. Seems like it. We were surprised too, though. Daddy didn't leave a single case out of his records. Oh, out in his records? I can't remember what it said. Out in his records. So I'm writing my stories while looking at what he left. So where's your old man now? Oh, he's in a faraway country for his work. I've been told he can't come home for a while. Oh no. So I can't see him for now. Oh. Huh. Now that I think about it, I know absolutely nothing about Gina's parents. The Hound of the Baskervilles. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Was that another one of the stories your father left behind? Yeah, I thought it sounded like a really interesting case. But it seems this one was a little different from the others. How so? I'm not sure why, but that case seems special. I wrote it out and showed it to Holmesy, but the second I did, he went completely pale. I'd never seen him like that before. Huh. Iris, I know you've worked so hard to write this, and I'm sorry, but you absolutely cannot publish this. Not right now. What? But why? This is some of my best writing too. I can't tell you. Not yet. Just, please, I beg of you, don't ask for now. Okay, I won't ask. But I swear, one day, Iris, I'll tell you everything. And that's when he pledged the manuscript to Hatch's shop, right? Yeah. Holmesy said he did it because it was an absolutely safe place. What's that all about? He's treating you like a blooming kid. Why can't he stop being such a stuck-up... and just bloody tell you? Mr. Holmes isn't that kind of person. What? If he said he couldn't say, he must have had a good reason for it. I agree. Oh, for Pete's sake. You sure are wide-eyed. Oh, sure are a wide-eyed happy bunch, ain't you? You know what? I know what's up. Wait. I know that bloomin' Din Holmes is telling Iris a lot of porkies. What? Holmesy is lying to me. I don't think he is. Oh, I can talk to Gina. Gina's parents. Hey Gina, where are your parents? I ain't got none, stupid. Never had 'em from the beginning. Really? There's loads of kids like me around the alleys of East End, you know? We were just abandoned, left alone in the world. So you know, we all banded together, and now everyone lives with each other. The older ones look after the youngest. We protect them. That's just how it goes. Is that why you steal from people? I love being a pickpocket, you know? Stealing the wallets of all those gormless adults is just so satisfying. With that money everyone at home gets to eat, it's just one good thing after another. Gina. To be frank, I do sometimes wonder. Would I really be happier after all, if me folks were still around? But listening to Iris's story, I know now. Having parents is a handful in its own way. Oh. If you know that you ain't ever had parents from the beginning, you never think about meeting them. Maybe that's true. You know, I really want to see my daddy. Oh god, don't. Iris. Ah, he's dead. Gina, what did you mean Mr. Holmes is lying? That manuscript thing, he's saying that he left it at the pawnbroker's. But it's obvious that he's just slapping you with one big fat lie. What? Why do you think so? Well, I mean, say the manuscript really is in Hatch's storeroom. Why would someone from a country all the way across the sea know about it? Yeah, I mean you. Oh. See, that Holmes of yours, he took that dodgy manuscript and flogged it off. And he's trying to keep that all on the hush from you, Iris. But I don't think Holmesy would do something like that. Huh. Adults can tell the most awful lies with the straightest faces, and it doesn't hurt them a bit. You just don't know how the world works yet. There's no manuscript at that shop. Go ahead and look, you'll know straight away. I don't trust that Din Holmes. I'll never trust any adult. To tell you the truth, there was a time when I doubted Holmesy just a little. What? Oh, but I didn't think he'd sold off my manuscript or anything. I thought that maybe he'd hidden it somewhere that I couldn't find it. It was terrible of me to think that. Iris... Oh, is it that time already? Let's head back downstairs, Jean Bean. Okay. Oh, before I go, please don't tell Holmesy what we talked about here. Yeah, I know. Good night, you two. You should let me take care of breakfast tomorrow morning. Oh, of course. Can't wait. Well, sweet dreams. Huh. Iris. She may seem mature sometimes, but at the end of the day, she's still just a child. Shall we call it a night too? Dr. John H. Watson. That's her father's name. That's also the name of the professor from Yuma University who was poisoned back in Japan. Clearly, there must be some kind of connection. Actually, I was waiting to see if it would pop up with a to be continued, but I don't think it will. I do, however, think this is a good place to end it. It's no big deal, we don't know what's happening. There's just someone saying Naruhodo, which I'll get to in next session. Interesting though. There's still probably a bunch of investigation to go. As I said, this is a very lengthy... Hey, there's Holmes. Where's he on the thing? Yeah, it's a very lengthy trial, because it's the final one. So, yeah. That's going to be the end of this session. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take